Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Daily Tactics here, and we're back with some more of the World War I Great War mod, and today we're going to be doing the Battle of Passchendaele, or the Third Battle of Ypres? I don't know, I got so much trash in the comment section of the last World War I battle, because I pronounced it Ypres, which is the superior title for this place. I'm just saying. Ypres is way better than Ypres. So here we go. We're doing the Battle of Passchendaele here, boys. It was essentially a British breakthrough through Belgium to try and capture the German U-boat platforms where they were launching their German U-boats to go and do unrestricted submarine warfare. It was an extremely rainy and bogged down battle, which led to it being a stalemate. The Canadians, Anzacs, some French, some Belgians, and primarily the British Expeditionary Force were involved, and they eventually did achieve somewhat of a Pyrrhic victory. They captured the village of Passchendaele. However, it was at an extremely great cost to their forces. So we have the British forces here, with some large howitzers ready to fire. They've also got some tanks with them, and they're going to be charging the German defensive lines up here, where the Germans are stacked, baby. They got hundreds of troopers up here. They've got cannons, they've got machine guns, they've got field guns, they've got these bunkers. They got it all, baby. They're really set up on this hillside to try and mow down some of the British troopers that are going to be attacking them. Should be a really cool battle. As always, this isn't like a perfectly accurate battle because it is just Men of War, but it's fun to try our best to recreate these battles. So I hope you guys enjoy the Battle of Ypres. Be sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing a big giveaway at 200K when we eventually reach it. Like the video if you haven't already. Let's try and get 1K likes on this video. And comment down below what battles you'd like me to do next. I was thinking maybe we'd transition over to some World War II battles pretty soon here. Either way, guys, let's get it going. Alright, boys, the sun is beginning to set on the battlefield, and rain has begun to fall, and the British forces are gonna start their attack. Let's get it going here, fellas. Okay, so we've got troopers marching forward through the forest here. We've got tanks moving as well. Howitzers are hopefully beginning to mobilize their guns. Nope, not quite yet. They haven't begun to fire just yet. Oh, we got a German machine gun actually way off here, starting off the battle for us, as well as some infantrymen also firing away. Whoa! Oh! Direct hit from a howitzer right there from the British forces. Well played, sirs. That was extremely impressive. Holy cow, that was dead on. The aim of that boy. Wowza. Very impressive. German soldiers rifling off some fire here. There goes their field gun. That's going to be costly. Keeping that artillery alive is going to be key for the German forces. This is, of course, the closest, trench line to the front lines. So these guys are bound to get pretty slaughtered here, and that is exactly what's happening. This one random British soldier is charging ahead of all the rest. You know what? I'm gonna save him. I saved your life, soldier. I stopped you from charging forward. He's on a mad, crazy flank, though, but he's getting fired at from the main German forces over here. This one guy is definitely not going to last very long, except he's so far out that it was actually really hard for the Germans to hit him. That's kind of funny. We've got some troopers of the British forces trench raiding this trench line right here. BEA, beautiful. The majority of the late war was actually occupied with trench raiding and more strategic, usage of troopers rather than just large, massive scale invasion battles that were sort of prevalent during the War of Attrition of 1916. So I suppose this is kind of accurate, though there were massive battles like the Battle of Passchendaele and things like that in the late war as well. But, for the most part, the majority of the fighting on the Western Front had devolved into small skirmish raids and very strategic plays, stuff like that. Okay, the British troopers are beginning to charge over this back line of defenses and getting into the real nitty-gritty of no man's land here, and the German machine guns are beginning to rattle off. Gosh, I can never pronounce things. My goodness. But they are rattling off a lot of fire here, taking on the British charging forces. Full scale. Ooh, this howitzer over here just got hit by a maybe a British tank or a British howitzer. I'm not sure actually the distance that these British howitzers can actually fire. They might already be obsolete. Let's see, are you guys still firing? Doesn't seem to be the case. The British artillery is already out of range. That, of course, was a major problem during a lot of these World War I battles, was that they'd just end up out of range of the troopers who were advancing forward, and then it would be muddy, and the ground would be all torn up from the artillery, and then they couldn't push them forward with the attack, so they'd have to retreat back. It was really, really brutal. You'll notice there are a few Belgian troopers amongst the British forces here, which I thought was kind of fun to add them. I don't think they had too much involvement in the battle compared to the, British Expeditionary Force, but they were definitely present, especially because this was an attempt to break through Belgian lines. So it makes sense to have a couple of them in there, but they definitely don't dominate the force. And the Canadians and the Anzacs also had a really, really major role in this battle. They did a lot of charges and fighting for the British throughout this campaign. So, gotta give credit to those boys too. There's a few of them in there as well, you might notice, which is kind of cool. I thought doing the Battle of Gallipoli could be really, really cool coming up, because that was like the only amphibious assault during all of World War I in which, groups of Anzacs and Canadians charged the Ottoman lines. I think that could be a really, really neat battle to do. Pretty much the World War I equivalent of D-Day, I suppose, except for it was a pretty immense failure, if I remember correctly. I don't think it amounted to much, and the Ottomans managed to sort of hold out for the most part. The British tank right here is absolutely yeeting itself on forward. The Germans have very few cannons left, it seems, to actually take care of those things, and a lot of their troopers are getting overrun by the sheer quantity of British troopers as well, although the British have been taking some pretty severe losses too. So I'd say this battle is pretty much anyone's game at the moment. Either side could certainly win, but the British are cruising pretty nicely without getting too devastated by the German lines, and the German lines are certainly thinning. Certainly. But the very back lines of the Germans are still holding very, very strong. And I made sure to give the Germans a few grenadiers so that way they can take care of those tanks if they get too close, because otherwise the only way to deal with those tanks is howitzers, which it does seem like the majority of the German howitzers have been heavily, heavily targeted. I mean, yeah, most of these things are completely annihilated, so they're not going to be able to take on these tanks from a distance at all. They're going to have to get some grenades off, but this British tank is really doing a nice job of sort of keeping its distance and just sort of gunning away, though really its only main area of fire is the very front here, and then the sides do have the sides do have mini machine guns back here. I was thinking the sides only had these angled sort of rocket launcher type things, cannons, I guess is what you'd call it. But no, they do have some machine guns over there. Man, it was dangerous being a tank crew member during World War I. You'd suffocate in there. You'd be, gassed out by your own fumes. It would be hot. You could pass out from heat waves, and you could also be grenaded so easily because there were so many blind spots on those things. Tank warfare really didn't become such a primary thing until World War II. These things would break down in the middle of battlefields all the time. They were truly, truly death traps. But I mean, we're seeing sort of like a World War I version of a blitzkrieg here, with the tank just absolutely yeeting itself forward. Meanwhile, the infantry sort of coming up from behind and playing cleanup almost for it. But look how slow moving it is. It is literally taking ages to get up here. The German bunkers appear to be on their last legs here. There's only 1 or 2 troopers left alive in them, but they're still getting some shots off, which is good to see. How about this one over here? How you holding up? Yep, 1 trooper in that one, and then, oh, there's more in this one. These guys are firing out okay. The sort of second back lines of the German forces are still very, very active, and they have not taken nearly as many losses as the front lines have. However, that could all change as these tanks continue to pile drive their way forward. These things just will not give up at all. And they're staying an appropriate distance away from the German line so that the Germans really can't grenade them. It's the ultimate strategy, boys. It's really clapping some British cheeks right now. Or British are clapping some German cheeks is what I should say. The German backlines on the left here are going down pretty rapidly now. They're losing out on a lot of their troopers. There's even some still up in this trench over here who are holding out. Maybe they can get a few more kills on the British soldiers before they end up going down. Look at this brave soldier standing up in the trench. He's actually getting a few kills. I think all the barbed wire and the trench lines were sort of protecting him for the time being, but he did end up going down there. His comrade back here also still firing away a little bit. He might be able to get a few British kills right now. Maybe. Nope, he does end up going down. He got some fire off, though. A brave German soldier. Ja. Love to see, love to see. The left side over here also having some British charges going on. They've wiped out this sort of central defensive position over here for the Germans, and now they're working their way back into the more backline areas of the German defenses over this way. These things still do have some machine guns within them and plenty of riflemen, so I think the British are bound to take many, many more losses before this battle is through. But it does look like it's gearing up to be sort of a victory for the British here, as they've still got all of their tanks left. Well, this one might have gotten tracked. But 2 of their tanks are still fully operational, and they've still got plenty of infantry managing to grind their way through these trenches here. Of course, keep in mind that the Battle of Passchendaele and pretty much the majority of World War I battles took place over multiple weeks, days, months. These were very, very, very long battles. So, you know, in reality, it would not be one foul swoop and you take the trench lines like this. It would be a slow, grinding battle, and the same can be said for the Battle of Passchendaele, which made them just so unbelievably deadly. 3/4 of losses during this war were due to artillery. Imagine that, just constant bombardment of artillery coming at you, your comrades being blown to smithereens. Bodies were incredibly hard to identify because of it. Man, it was just a brutal, brutal warfare throughout this entire thing. Really, really horrific. I have to say, it's a little bit unrealistic, the tanks being so powerful in this battle. That's one of the drawbacks of using, you know, a video game for this, is it's not going to be completely accurate. These tanks would likely, like, make it halfway up the hill, either blow up or just break down and not be able to continue. They certainly would not be spearheading the British army like they are right now, you know. Very few Germans remain on the battlefield. There's an officer back here who's just using his binoculars. Dude, take out your pistol. Here, should we Rambo this guy? Oh, he took it out himself. Oh, there's a kill, there's a kill. Reload, buddy, reload. You're gonna hold this trench line. Ah! We're actually getting a few kills with this pistol. Pistols were pretty powerful at the time because, you know, there wasn't such things as submachine guns or assault rifles or things like that during this war. It was a lot of rifle warfare, so anything that could fire out really consistently and quickly was pretty darn powerful. This guy's got 7 kills right now. Holding this trench line like an absolute champ. 9 kills! Keep it going! Oh! He is down for the count. There's still a few more Germans over here holding this bunker and whatnot. Ooh, they do get grenaded. Did you all explode? They all went kersplat. Kersplattenwerfen. There's another German in this trench line here. And did that other guy survive? Nope. 1 German remains. You got a grenade, chap? No, he is not a grenadier. Here, we can try and... Oh, he got shot in the head. Sad. Either way, that is the Battle of Passchendaele, guys. Pretty fun one. It was, you know, a British victory like in history. However, you know, in history it was a very, very Pyrrhic victory. And I'm pretty sure the British forces took more losses than the Germans. So in this case, I would say it might even be equal losses, if not the Germans. Oh, stop running over the bodies. Stop it. Stop it right now. I want to see the death toll. Please stop running over bodies, tanks. Would be much appreciated. Yeah, so, I mean, way more, here. Yellow are dead British, red are dead Germans. Way more British died in this actual battle than the Germans did. However, we can see that, you know, there was a lot of British losses during our little recreation here, mainly around this area when the German artillery was still able to pound away at the British forces, and then also like on these little hill lips when the British sort of came up here and then had to face German guns at the top. So that was definitely the 2 most devastating positions in this entire battlefield. The British did a great job assaulting here, and the Germans did a pretty decent job defending. They just got overwhelmed. And I think in the future, maybe I won't use tanks, or I won't use as many, because, I mean, look, this tank got 16 kills and 1 howitzer kill. This tank got 38 kills and 1 howitzer kill. And this tank got 112 infantry kills and 3 howitzer kills. These things are certainly way more devastating. You know what? Let's run the battle back and try this again, just real quick without the tanks. Why not? I got time. I think it'll be fun. Alright guys, let's give this a try. No tanks this time, exact same battle, no tanks, just to see how it goes. This is a for fun little portion of the video. I mean, all of these videos are for fun, of course, so, you know, I'm into it. I think it'll be cool, and I have a feeling the British probably won't really be able to break through here. I think this will be incredibly difficult compared to that first assault when the tanks sort of carried their butts. In fact, I think they'll probably stall out in no man's land right about there. I think that is exactly what is going to happen. Either way, the German trenches do begin to fire out just like last time. A couple of the German gunners are going down pretty early here, so just like last time, except this time they haven't been hit so hard. Maybe that was a cannon shot that took them out the first time. Oh, here come the British howitzers, though, peppering the German lines, taking out a number of the troopers within the trenches. German field gun over here doesn't seem to be firing out too much. Well, now its crew is dead. So this first trench line is basically dying at the same rate it did in the first battle, but you know, maybe a little bit longer they held out, but not by much. Once those howitzers started really peppering them, they were down for the count. Big grenade right there from the British, taking out a plethora of them, as well as sort of dislodging them from their positions there. Very impressive stuff. Well done indeed. One German gunner here still alive, but he does end up getting pegged before taking out one or two British soldiers there. And the British continue their march forward. Oh, getting hit by some artillery right there. That's a rough one to see. More artillery coming in. This is a full-on bombardment. The troopers starting to scatter a little bit more. Oh, they're getting hit hard, baby. They are getting hit hard. This is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. At least they're spreading out pretty nicely and sort of continuing the charge forward. They are not, you know, getting completely bogged down by this all, but it's certainly rough. They are starting to get some fire out at the German trenches way off in the distance over there. Nice job, lads. They're in fact getting a few kills, which is good to see. You know, you got to keep up the fire, baby. Even under intense counter fire, you got to keep it up, or else you will lose due to just not even getting anything out there. If you get fully suppressed, you have no chance of winning, baby. No chance at all. I really want to see this howitzer fire off. I think that would be really cool to see. Very cinematic, and in the background, through the fog of war, we can see British soldiers charging in the distance and getting hit by other howitzer fire. Come on, man, fire for us, baby. We gotta see this. They're gearing up, I think. I think they're gearing up. Here we go, lads. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, let's go check in on the British lines here. Yeah, it is a mass slaughter out here in no man's land. Lots of machine guns rattling off some fire, which is good to see. Plenty of riflemen and snipers still alive up on this ridge as well, but we can safely say, I think, that the British forces have been halved in just a matter of minutes here, and they certainly aren't making the progress that they made in the first battle that we did of this using the tanks. So, you know, maybe the lore of this, you know, fake World War I universe that we're doing right now is that the Germans counterattacked and managed to take back the trenches from those tanks. The British didn't have any tanks left, but they did have troopers, so they decided to go for a second assault, and this is the results of that. Brutal, brutal, brutal. And there were lots of counteroffensives in the Battle of Passchendaele. Lots of attack, counterattack, attack, counterattack, that sort of a thing, and you know, that was sort of the hallmark of a lot of World War I battles, just sort of in general. I do love these models of the British soldiers, though. They just look so clean. This mod is beautiful. I think I ought to do some World War II battles pretty soon, because I have been sort of heavily doing World War I battles and neglecting the World War II era of history, and I think that would definitely make for some fun stuff that we could certainly see. So expect that to come soon. I think that will be pretty ballerific. Well, this cannon's firing off. The other two aren't really. They must be reloading at the moment. The way these cannons work in the mod is that they reload and then they fire a barrage, then they reload. So the reloading time takes a long time, but then they can fire a very, very strong barrage all at once, which is pretty impressive. The British forces are down to, like, mere squads now. They are seriously hurting on this battlefield. They've got almost nobody left, and they are continuing to get ravaged by the German line. So it really shows the difference that not having those tanks make. Look at the bodies everywhere. Oh my god. And this is, you know, relatively realistic, I suppose, that, you know, bodies were just torn to bits, and there were so many unknown soldiers at the end of this war. It was truly, truly tragic, man. So, you know, I feel for those families that just lost their people, you know? That is just so sad. But, you know, my phone just started going off. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I swear, it's been just such a hectic few days that my brain is now mush. I've been writing essays, I've been going to, you know, Zoom classes, been making videos, been doing work. It's been a lot, man. It's been a lot. So I'm sorry if my brain is a little fried during this video today. I think I'm just getting worn down from, you know, the COVID routine that's going on at the moment. Oh, that was a brutal shot right there. Absolutely wiped out that trooper. Holy cow. All right, let's do a final hoorah charge of the last few British troopers that are left alive over here in the front. There's a few more in the trees who just never really came forward, I guess. So we'll yeet them forward as well. No man's land charge, baby. Let's see how they do it. Not well in the slightest. They are getting battered at the moment. Oh, it's tough. It is tough out here. Last few coming forward. Let's see what these guys can do. Come on, lads. Show these Krauts what's good. Jerry's coming. I can't do accents. It's just so bad. Well, here they come. They're coming over. They're getting hit by some artillery. They're getting some fire out themselves, which is good to see. Maybe they'll get a few more German kills before this is all over. But it certainly is all over. This is the end of the battle. The Belgian, Anzac, Canadian, French, British forces were heavily defeated in the second instance of this battle. However, they did make a substantial breakthrough in the first battle. Let's check out the losses here. So yellow are dead Germans and red are dead British. I mean, the trench lines for the Germans, a few of them are dead. Not really many. And I think just stray bullets killed these guys back here. Unlucky, unlucky. And then, of course, there's this very forward trench that got completely wiped out. But, I mean, many British died during all of this. And, of course, the bombs and artillery and whatnot are just destroying more and more bodies, so this is not an accurate representation, but yeah, pretty brutal battle. That is the Battle of Ypres, or Passchendaele. Still not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.